So we continue task number 2.2. Now I share in our screen and used document. So in previous part, we finished find difference between factor 1, F1, and factor with other factors. So we write this meaning in second line and second columns. And also we finished second to find difference between second factor and other, and finished third line and third column. Mikita, you are now connected, and please ask me, you finished the meaning, or we could do it now?
No, I don't finish
Okay, okay, so we continue now.
because
Mhm.
because
Okay,
I don't understand how we understand when we need right score and
okay.
reverse evaluation.
Yes, maybe when we change different factors, yes, and we could
Yeah,
find after dividing other meaning, we couldn't find it in table, yes?
yeah.
So, okay, so we continue, and now we find difference between third factor and other. With first, second, and third with third, we already find this meaning, so we find difference between third and fourth factor. So I open now this table with these weights of different factor. So we have H variance for you, and now we find our third factor and fourth. Your third factor, it is number 4, and it is weight 0.05, and next 5 factor, it is 0.15. When we have such situation, if our first factor is bigger than second factor, we need to change place. So we used in our calculation when we change place of this weight. So we used to write V, if you write under your table, V, but 5 4 factor. When we used EJ, we write 5 4 because we change place. And in our calculation, we use 0.15. We divide it on 0.05, calculated the result. So we have now meaning more than 1. And come back to our table with score and opposite score. Find this meaning for your calculation. And now be careful because we change place in our table also. So in the line, when we find third factors and fourth factor in the line, we write opposite score. But in the column, we write score. So we change place in our calculation and change place in our table.
Uh,
So after your calculation, it will be free. Yes, when you
yeah.
divide it, it will be free. It is 6, it is score, and
Mm-hmm.
opposite score, it is 0.17. So into line, we write 0.17, and in column, we write 6.
Understand.
Yes, good. Okay, now we could continue. And find difference between third factors and factor number 5. Now I open this table. We could do it together now. Okay, our third factor has weight 0.05, the same meaning, and our next fourth factor has the same meaning as previous. So you already calculated it. Please use it for your table. We also change place in calculation, and we change place in our table. So it will be the same meaning for third and fourth factors. Okay. And for your H variance, when we find difference between your third factor and your last H factor, you could see that it will be the same because has the same weight, 0.05, and your last factor, number 13, also 0.05. So we write 1 in line and 1 in column. Okay, I come back to our table with example. So we finish and write everywhere meaning on this field from first factor to sixth factors by line and by column. Now we need to calculate the last line. It is sums of all our columns. What we need to do? We need to do to find this sum. It is S with index Y. I now show you formula. Maybe we have, or maybe it is only sums. Now 1 minute. Oh, maybe it is without formula. Only we could find here. It is information and example. Okay. So we could use this position, how we could calculate it. By every column, we need to find sums of all this meaning. For example, in this example, yes, the first column, 1 plus 0.11 plus 0.14 plus, and we find 1.87 in result. And we write here. And second column the same. 9 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 and find sums 27. Please do it for your meaning for every column and write here the result of sums, please. Or if you use electronic document, you could use formula here and write is equal to, find sum, operator sum, and use all this meaning in this column. Okay. Okay. Ask me when you finished, please, and we continue.
I did.
Okay. So we could continue. And now we need to find this multiplication summa summary. It is third column from the end, D with index I. And we need to find multiplication summary result by every line. So what we need to do? For example, for second line, we need 1 multiplied on 9, multiplied on 7, multiplied and other, and find the result here as D with index I. by every factors. You could find by second factors, it is third line of our table, the result G with index E as 0. It is because we used to very narrow this part of these columns because it is 0.00 and some meaning. Because we multiplied 0.11 on 1, multiplied on 0.33 and other. So for your variant, please write if you have the same meaning somewhere, 0 point and all this meaning, 0.003, for example. Not write 0 as this example. Okay, so find multiplied by every line. Okay, and ask me when you finished.
If we have 0.1, we
We write
write
it.
0.
No, we write 0.1.
Ah,
So it is the mistake here in this example that only 0,
it's
right?
mistake. Okay.
Yes, it is mistake. So you write all meaning. No, not very long because you also has a not very big part of space. So near to meaning after point, it will be okay. Or free somewhere if it's 0.003, if we have such meaning.
Tried it.
Okay. Our next column, it is second column from the end. It is degree. And you could find that it is 1 divided by n. Now I show you this formula. Okay, we need to find k with index I. It is formula 2.4. What we need to do, we need to find k with index I is equal. It is special, we could use or this meaning from previous meaning, j is index e, and n, it is how much factors we have. For every variance, we have 6 factors, so n is equal 6. You could use this formula or this, it is the same, but how you could use it on your calculation. So you could find. So previous meaning, G with index E in special position 1 divided on 6, because n is equal 6 for every variant. So we come back to this example. So we have for first factor, for example, 7,560 in 1 divided 6. So you could use this position. So choose what is better for your calculation, useful for you. Okay, and for every G with index E, you need to find chi with index I. E.
I did.
Okay. And our last column, it is factor wage, which we need to find. But before it, we need to find sums of this all k with index e. Please find sums by this second column from the end. In our example, it will be 4.43 plus 0.28 and other, and the result you write on the last line. In our example, it is 9.13. Please find for you.
I calculated.
Okay. And last, our column wage factors, W with index FE. What we need to do, we use this formula. Now I show you formula 2.5. We need to find the wage of a factor, and it will be our result in this part of task. So under your table, you could write it or calculate it however you want. Every k with index e, we divide it on the sums of all k with index e. So what we need to do in our example. Now I show you. For finding wage for first factor, we need 4.43 divided on 0.13. And the result right here. For second factor, we need 0.28 divided on 9.13, and the result right here. The sums of all factors will be 1. Because somewhere we could leave something only 2 points after comma, for example, yes, and it could be a little bit bigger or a little bit less, so it's okay. Please calculate it and check this result as summa by last columns will be near 1. It is the last what we need to do. I think we have 7 minutes to the end of our lessons, and you could finish today this part. Okay, ask me if you already finished and check that the result will be near 1.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, okay. After it, we finish this table. It is the result, what we need to find. It is factor wage. It is our last column. So, okay, we find it. And now the last part, it is check in that all is good and we all calculated it. It is our three last formulas here. So to control the correctness of the comparison of factors, the agreement indicator PR, RP, sorry, is calculated at the sum of the product of the sum of the value of the factor assessment. So we need to use this formula under our table. You write P with index, you used without index only P. Here is equal to, and we use these sums by every column. It is S with index 1, 2, 3. It is our last line. Now I show in this our table. An example. It is our last line sums. It is 1.87, 27, and other meaning. It is our S. And our W, it is the result in our last column. It is our wage of factors. So we use sums, multiply it on wage one by one, and find sums this multiplication. So in our example, now I give you example. For example, for first factor, sums will be 1.87 multiplied on the wage for first factor, it is 0.48 plus 27 multiplied on 0.03 plus and one by one. So you had such 6 multipliers and find sums. Please do it now. Okay, already finished our time for our lessons. Maybe we leave these two formulas on the next lessons and continue with next table for the same task. It will be a little bit another, and we used the result. Okay, thank you. I now stop sharing and records.